chat.
It must be so cool.
No way.
I was like, not really. Like just any other school.
Yeah, so the primary school my dad, if you keep going towards the point, it's probably like 300 feet.
Steve's got a strap. Oh, we were judging strap people.
I had to get one.
Yeah.
I saw a guy with like a bowl full of them. What do we have? Solenoids. Stoked. Just what you wanted. And don't even know what's in that.
Solenoids of Christmas.
Expansion board. Oh yeah.
Cubes.
No surf. Maybe. Nah, no surf. Actually buying something for?
Oh, okay.
And today you've been
You keep touching. Then you sit down. So first, stroke the puppy.
Hello, I am in Chatswood right now. Just had a lovely Thai lunch with Ella, and we went to the beach for an hour or so, and now I'm heading to Bunnings because it's the only Bunnings that has a little attachment, irrigation attachment, that will attach to this. So it screws onto that, and then on the other end it has what's called a barb attachment, which is pretty much one of those sort of tubes that you can slide the hose over, and it has a barb thing on it that stops it coming back the other way to come off. So you really got to pull on it to detach it, so it won't come undone from the pressure. And once I get that attachment, I can then complete the circuit of the water sort of thing that I'm doing, the redirection of the water, and then I can control water with the Arduino. But I actually got relays that came with these this morning. I thought it was motor drivers, but the motor drivers are coming closer to Christmas, and the relays will let me open and close the solenoid here, which will then allow the water flow from here through and out, which is really cool. So it just means I can programmatically turn on and off a tap, really. I just have the Arduino Mega. I'll probably use the Arduino Mega. I have a few of them laying around, and attach that to the relay, attach 12 volt to the relay module, and then I can then turn the 12 volt on to this, and that's just positive, negative, it's on or it's off. I'm guessing this is normally closed, probably, which means that which means when I do send power to it, then it will open the solenoid, allowing water to flow through. Otherwise, it's the other way, which would be a bit lame, annoying. Doesn't matter, it still works, but otherwise it's the other way, which would be normally open, which means I need to have the Arduino on for this to be closed. But I don't think that's normal. I think normal is normally closed. We call it normally closed. So that's it. Heading to Bunnings, which I'll be there in about 1 minute, and should get this little hose piece. Then I'll go home and start hooking it up. That just leaves two things, sort of, both part of the same thing. One thing is like a track. I need a track to run. Actually, I might have a look in Bunnings now for something like that. I need a track to, pretty much I'm going to use a stepper motor to lengthen and shorten like a piece of string line that I picked up from Bunnings the other day, like a roll. And the stepper motor will then unwind and wind that. And then that means that the main thing can, which probably still haven't told you a whole lot about, but the main thing of this build can then run along like a track. So then with the stepper motor I can just change its position. And that'll be pretty much it. So just need to kind of build a frame to run the thing along with a track on it, and just get these stepper motor drivers, which are hopefully better than the ones I got from J-Car. I think J-Car have been sort of starting to buy the cheapest stuff, which is a bit of a shame because the stepper motor was just spazzing out on it, like janky. So I went online and bought these sort of industrial ones, like $10 each, the drivers. And it just means that the steppers should, or the stepper should run pretty smooth, connected to that thing. Where are you going, lad? This guy's doing loops around the roundabout. Yeah, anyhow, that's it. Get that stepper motor driver, that'll be the exciting part, because that's when there's no more obstacles. So, I'm just pulling into Bunnings in about 10 seconds, so cut. I want that, but female, not male, but it doesn't exist. I'm gonna have to get this. A bunch of them. So I just spent 2.5 hours in Bunnings, my favourite place on earth. I went in and bought 4 hose adapters, or for the solenoid valves, sort of like, adapters, and paid for them, and I was walking out and then realised that I actually needed a whole bunch of other stuff for the stand, and it needs to be like adjustable in height. So I went back in and spent ages just walking around looking at parts, trying to work out how I'd build that. Came out with this aluminium tube. It's inch by an inch, so 25mm by 25mm, 25.4. And then I bought some hose. I bought a ton of random fittings, like T-junction adapters for the hoses, and just elbow connectors. And also just like some steel plate and rollers that I'm going to use to try and roll up and down this thing. Bought like a little container for the electronics, like a Tupperware container sort of thing. A lot of stuff. I'm not sure how great it's going to look, but we'll see. Hopefully it doesn't look too bad. But at least it gives me a lot of work to do between now and when the drivers work, or when the drivers arrive. And I've also got quite a lot of other work to do that's not Legionnaire. Another side hustle that I work with some friends, got some work to do there, and then also for another bloke, do some work for him every now and then. Sort of machinery, automation sort of stuff, which I write the code for usually, and he does the mechanical sort of engineering part of it. So yeah, that's going to be my evening tonight, I think, just playing around with all the new bits and pieces, seeing what we can get closer to done. Well, we've just had a blackout, so I'm going to come back in the morning and finish off this bit of pipe. But for now, bedtime.